Hi guys, welcome back to the Dad Lore podcast. I'm here with Sanaz, Ali, and myself, Jimmy, and today we're doing submissions from our friends. So my best friend's dad, when he was younger, and a bunch of his buddies owned a lot of airsoft/BB guns, and they'd go to Lynn Canyon and have wars with it in the forest early in the early mornings. So one time they were basically not recreating D-Day, but they kind of recreated D-Day where he had three of his friends post up on like this ridge with like some semi-automatic like airsoft guns, and then he had his other six friends pushing the defense line
Sounds
to try
fun.
and get up. Yeah, and what happened was when they were pushing, basically they don't really call hits. They kind of just run through the bullets to see if they can make it up to the top.
Oh.
And basically my friend's dad got like three BB shots right into his like upper eye area, and basically just fell right into like the creek.
Oh my
Like,
god.
he was like not dying, but he's like in a lot of pain. And then the cops had to come, and the ambulance had to come, and the cops had their guns drawn because everyone had like semi-automatic like airsoft guns,
Yeah.
and they didn't have the orange tip on, and they basically they seized all of their BB guns, and he was like rushed to the hospital.
Is he okay?
Yeah, he was okay. But that was the last day that they ever played airsoft in the Lynn Canyon.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I can imagine. Jesus.
Wow.
Yeah.
Want to go next?
Yeah, I'll go. All right, so this is a submission from one of my close friends. So a little backstory. This close friend of mine has a younger brother. At the time, her younger brother was about 2, very young, right? So they're just at home. It's her younger brother and her dad. And my brother's just wandering around, as like little kids do, and he can like crawl at this point. But he doesn't really understand words. So he goes into the bathroom, and he's just opening drawers and opening cabinets, just as little kids do. And he opens this one drawer, which conveniently was in front of the door. So the door only opened forwards into the bathroom. So it was a push door. And the little kid pulled out the drawer that was nearest to the bathroom. So if you pushed it, it would hit against the drawer door. So this little kid started crying because he's basically trapped inside the bathroom and he doesn't know what to do. And he starts crying, and then her dad comes and runs to the kid and is like, "Oh my God, what's going on?" He tries to open the door. He's pulling at the door, trying to push it open. Nothing's working. And then he realizes that the cabinet is pulled out. So he starts yelling at the kid, saying, like, "Open, like, close the cabinet, like, that's why it's not opening." But the kid obviously doesn't understand this, and he's crying, and he's, like, turning, like, red. He's, like, bawling his eyes out. And then her dad is like, "Okay, I've had enough of this." So he starts kicking the door and makes a huge hole in the door, about like a 5 feet hole in the door. And the baby's like bawling his eyes out at this point because it's like terrified. And so the dad takes the baby out of the door, out of the bathroom from the hole, and fixes like the whole cabinet situation. And then later on in that day, like that goes by, and then my friend comes home and she's like, "Why the hell is there a hole in her door?" And then the mom comes home and she's like, "Hey, what the hell happened to this door?" And he's like, "Oh, this happened, like our son got stuck in the bathroom, yada yada yada." And she's like, "You are aware that tomorrow the inspectors for the apartment are coming?" Because at the time they were renting. So they were like, "No way." So her dad rushes to Home Depot and starts getting out doors and paints for the doors and like door handles and everything to fix this door, and is up until like 3 a.m. fixing this door, because if they didn't fix it, they would have lost their like security deposit on the house, right? Because they like come and inspect the rental. So yeah, it was a whole mess. But yeah.
Yeah. Wow. So, my story comes from my friend, his dad. Well, it's him and his dad. So, my friend's dad went out with his friends one night, and they went to this place in the town they lived. It's sort of like an old school, and they were drinking, and my friend's dad locked his keys in his car, and they were fine. They didn't think too much of it, and when they went to leave, they realized that obviously he locked his keys in his car and it had locked on him. So he started calling up locksmiths. They were frantic, and apparently everything was super expensive. So he ends up calling his mom, I guess my friend's grandma, and she ends up coming out there to see if she has a spare key and if she can help. Meanwhile, my friend's dad's friends are all sort of on the side watching all this, and they have a bunch of liquor sort of hidden behind like a wall, and they're trying to get obviously my friend's grandma or my friend's dad's mom to not see, and she decides that instead of the original plan, which was to leave and go try and find a spare key, she decides she'll stay until they can figure out what to do. So now all these kids are trapped here. They've got to hide this, but they can't leave because they're stuck there.
Right.
So it turns out that my friend's dad's dad had a spare key to the car. So they were going to have to wait about an hour and a half for him to get there with the key to open the car.
Right.
So they were stuck there. And since obviously my friend's dad's mom knew all the other kids, she didn't want to see they didn't want to get caught with the alcohol. Yeah. They decided to call one of their other friends who the mom didn't know. They got him to come, hide all of it in his shirt, walk into the forest that was behind, and keep walking until he saw a street. And then they all left and met him there so they could safely escape.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, gosh.
Wow. Well, that's all we have for today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed listening to these stories from our friends, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.